Alright, back here, get some work done. We're going to work on my drag bike here, panhead. We're going to work on this Sportster over here, which we just got done doing the swing arm over there. And I'll work on my stuff. So, we got to get this rear wheel figured out. But first I got to figure out what this annoying ass oil leaks are I got on my bike. Looks like we got two big ones. I got one right there and we got one over here. So, two different leaks. Considering it's a brand new motor, it's not a good sign. Alright, this leak's been leaking forever down under here. So I can see oil here between this nut right here and this fitting, which means this oil line might be leaking on that fitting. That's one leak. Obviously there's a big drip hanging off the oil pump. The oil pump looks dry here on the front side. So it is dry there. So we know there's no oil leakage there. Now we go on the back side over here. Run our finger over there, it's dry. It's all dry up there, so it's not coming down the back side of the pump. It looks like there might be a little bit of trail here, maybe. And you can see a little bit of oil out of that fitting right there, and a little bit on top of the body of the oil pump right there. So that tells me this switch is leaking like a sieve, and dripping down the cover, running down here, down that little gasket, getting here. Looks like it gets wide right here, and it goes to the bottom of the pump right there along that trail right there, and then leaks out. Now if we want to know for sure if that's what it is, we run our finger right here and there's oil on it. So that is a trail. So that's how you find that leak. So we got to take this off and figure out what the problem is. Now after we get that one fixed, then there still might be something here, because there's no way this trail here that's leaking right there is causing this leakage right here at this fitting. But it doesn't look like it's that thick right now. I thought we had more oil leaking there. And there's oil in there, but like I said, that could be when I put the fitting on there, but we don't know. Definitely got a big leak here though. Alright, so that's that leak. Okay, so that's the new oil leak. Now this leak over here, which looks dirtier, that's from this side of the bike over here. Now, and that obviously is leaking right out of there. So that means our crankcase seal over here is leaking. Considering there's no sprocket on here, that doesn't surprise anybody, does it? And it appears to be leaking plastic spline. To me, it's leaking right there on top, yeah. So this is wet. This would be wet either way, but if that's wet there, it's not coming through the seal, it's coming through the spline, because there's no torque on anything right now, because there's no motor sprocket on it. Okay, so that, the oil tank has filled the motor up to this point, so now it's coming out here. That's what that big leak is there. Alright, so we got two different leaks there. Now, this leakage over here, I had this all cleaned, I thought. I cleaned all this off. I thought for sure I wiped everything down. Now, there's no way that would be leaking here, because we don't have any, bike hasn't run. So yeah, I cleaned everything from the top, but I guess I did a lousy job on the bottom. Damn crap in the way around here. Okay. I thought I ran my fingers over the whole bike, but I did underneath. All these studs should be dry, more or less. And then, so you clean everything, and then you start running your fingers across, looking for oil. Then you find all the spots you missed. So you clean them again, and you wait another few more days. And you keep tracing these leaks out. And I just put the sprocket on here, so I know that's not leaking anymore, or maybe not leaking. I don't know. I just tightened it. I didn't do anything else to it. It's not even full tight. It's just mocked up tight. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run our towel through here. I thought I did all this before, but obviously I did a crappy job of doing that because there's oil over here. Okay, fingers are dry, case is dry, sprocket's dry, fittings are dry, studs are dry. Frame still has puke in it, but I can't get my rag in there. I keep my finger in there though. Stuff the rag in there. So many hidden places for oil on these damn bikes. Wipe them off good. Yeah, see it's wet on the inside of the frame because it's hollow in there. So you just can't get the towel in there is the problem. Alright, now, can't get in there very well. I did get inside of here because it's bigger. All that stuff's dry. Okay, so we're going to let that continue to leak for a while. We're going to have to put something over here to stop the leakage there, so that'll be this thing right here. That'll stop that one leak. Next to this little leak over here, that's the other leak we got. I can make sure this leak doesn't leak anymore. Just put the motor sprocket on here and torque it down. Then we'll know if it's leaking or not. Alright. So I wasn't ready to put this all together yet, but looks like we're going to have to pull that thing on down. So I have to go find me the socket for that, so we'll leave that loose for now. Okay, so I'm trying to get my rear wheel in here is what I'm supposed to be working on. Okay, I put my sprocket on here so that I can determine the chain line from here to here. I already looked at it, they line up pretty good. Now I can cheat and flip the sprocket over, which will give me about a 50 thou movement this way. But I can't move this unless I go in here and modify some stuff. You have a little bit of clearance on the frame over here to move things, so you can move it. By taking the backing plate spacer and it's built into the backing plate and cutting it down. Put the mill and cut it down. One between the frame there. And that'll allow everything to move over a little bit. Now this bolt for the fender here is going to have to be cut in half to make room. You can see it's right up close to it right now, so that'll have to be cut. Which I don't have a problem with cutting that. And then the backing plate can actually slide over this way 50 thou if we need it. Now there's not much sprocket. The fourth gear is pretty thin here for the nut, so if you move it out any more than that, you start losing your thread off here. But there's a washing put back here for another 60. That'll give you a total of an 1/8 inch of movement, but you're going to sacrifice some thread here. So, but if we have to, we'll do that. So I'm thinking I don't have to, but until we get the wheel up in here and the tire on it, we don't really know. So, but anyway, that's what I can do to fudge it a little bit. I have a lot of clearance up in the fender up in here. I bent this out before to clear. These are tight spots up under here where you don't normally see clearances, but I got lots of clearance up in here. We already got a fat tire on here and there's plenty of room because it's already previously modified it. Now it's just a matter of getting a chain off the side of the tire. Alright, we'll find that out. So I gotta get a socket for tightening this down. We'll lock that down. That should stop that leakage. You have to go over here. That looks like a nice dirty rag. I have to pull this off and put some better glue in this thing. Try to figure out why the hell it's leaking there. Obviously the threads and stuff are not happy. Alright, well rest assured as soon as you pull that out it'll probably leak. Which means I'll have to go back here and disconnect this line. See, there's oil right there. See, that's a leak. So this needs to be, that fitting needs to be lapped into that oil line to stop that. That's a different leak. That's a second leak. Got 2 leaks in one spot. You might have 3 leaks, you don't know. Got at least 2 down there. Alright, so I'm going to pull this line off here and then take this stuff all apart and work on that. And then I want to get the wheel off, play with that, and tighten that up there. Got all kinds of little stuff to do. And I got the stock drum on this thing there. Here we go, Scooby. I'd like to put this 58 drum on there, but I think I looked before, and it wouldn't fit. I haven't tried it. I'll try it again. Maybe there's a way of making it go. This is a cast steel drum or cast iron drum, whatever it is. Sprocket's loose on it though. Anyway, these are a lot stronger and better than the stamped steel drums. Brake shoes are made to work on cast drums, not metal steel drums. So brakes don't work that good to begin with anyway, and you give them an excuse to work less, they work less. But that's a secondary thing. I don't think it'll work, but I think I looked at that before. But now we got different wheel we're using, so who knows, maybe it'll work. Okay, so for now we need to pick a line of attack. So I think I need to fix the oil leaks first. That's usually my #1 priority around here. Scooby, of course, thinks he's #1. He wants to go home. He's not going home. Alright, I need my oil line cap plug. What did I do with it? I thought I laid it over here. It doesn't appear to be over here anymore. I'm going to have to down here. Under all this crap. Doesn't appear to be here either. I'm supposed to put it back where it belongs in the door. Why would I do that? There's no reason for that. Yeah, no reason at all to do that. Yeah, good call. And that means it's laying someplace else. Oh well, I'll have to figure that out. Alright, more and more stuff to figure out. Got a lot of stuff to figure out around here. Alright, I'm going to go look for my oil line cap plug. It's obviously floating around here someplace. These are a box of parts that we were playing with earlier. These are prime candidate locations to find your fittings you're looking for that you can't find anymore. All kinds of good crap in here, but not what I'm looking for. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, as soon as I laid the camera down, I knew I was going to find it. It was right here. Yeah, right there. Right nearby. Alright, that's the cap, factory cap that goes on there like that. Colney makes these things, they're real nice. So, one got my air tool while I was at it in my socket. So we're going to kill a couple things at once right now. First thing is put the camera on there so we don't drop it. And I'll go ahead and zip on the motor sprocket nut up there. Once I find my airline. There's an airline floating around there somewhere. Here's one right here. Use this one. Come on. Not that late. Alright, that's tight. It's dry right now, so that means no oil leakage. Okay, we have to deal with that for now. Okay, deal with a little bit of oil leakage though. Drip tray. Need a drip tray. Where's the drip tray at, Scooby? There's a new drip tray. New to me, I just found it again. It was buried someplace. That happens. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull one oil line off bike. We got that centered up, you can see. Gonna pull the fitting out of the pump while we're at it. I gotta pull that off. I think I'm putting my channel locks. Oh well. Okay, first thing I do is disconnect the oil supply line. Okay, get our 3 big wrenches. I don't think it's 3/4. It is not 3/4. It's the normal ones, 11/16, 5/8. 5/8 holds the fitting usually, except on this fitting. And this one's 11/16. Great. Ruby, you're my wife. Sometimes we use a crescent wrench for the other piece. We'll have to go find another 11/16s, which I don't feel like doing right now. Okay, freed that up. And we'll start leaking now. Quick, you don't make much of a mess. I'm not going to click anymore. I made a mess. Fitting doesn't work for squat on this oil tank. Wheelie. Oil cleaner. Clean rag, sort of. Cleaner than my hands are anyway. That's all that really matters, right? That's 5/8. I do my 5/8, I threw it away. Stop with it. Okay, that's tight. This is going to leak all over everywhere when you drain it, so the line's going to drain out the bottom down here. Not much stopping that. All you do is hopefully get off there and hit the pan pretty quickly. There it goes. I can leak for a while out of that damn pump. Okay, that's draining. Then we can go back up to here where the real leak is at. Thought I had this more or less sealed up, but obviously it was not sealed up for squat. No oil in that yet. Why is it leaking? There's oil in the bottom of the hole. Oil level's not up to the point where it's up to the switch level yet. Half inch. Ruby, get your feet up on my leg. Come here, Scooby. Scooby. Come on, get over here. Okay, go sit over there. Go over there. Go lay over there. I'm not over there. That's a good spot. Lay down. No, sit down. Scooby wants to help. Oh, geez, Scooby. Damn. Well, I didn't want that. Damn, you stink. What? Did you have to leave me a surprise? What's up with that? Sit down. Plug up the hole back there. Jeez, it's coming out. Vapor lock around here. Yeah, Scooby's gassing me. Okay, there's our fitting. Doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look like it's leaking. Well, we know it is because it's got an oil trail. If it has an oil trail, it's leaking. It's pretty straightforward. So why is it leaking? It's got a helicoil in it. That's why it's leaking. Yep. Can't helicoil an oil hole. It leaks through the helicoil. It leaks around the helicoil. So the bolt's tight, but it's not tight. It's leaking. That's why it leaks. So, I'm assuming the helicoil is above our surface. Yes. I'm catching on the top of the helicoil, so the helicoil is above the surface. So that means when you tighten it down, it tightens down against the helicoil here, but it leaks right out the bottom there. The helicoil has to be below the surface for it to work. If it's above the surface, it leaks, which is exactly what our problem is. There's probably a mark on the washer. Not really showing it. What are you doing? You gonna stand there, Scooby? And the washer, you can see a high spot right there. See the shininess? Alright, so to make this not leak, I have to cut off half a helicoil. Alright. Nothing like playing with your helicoil in an oil system. There's Scooby. Scooby's gonna help. Alright, so we need something to get the helicoil out of the way. This requires a pick of some type. Like that, right there. Need a pair of sharp ass dikes. And that should give us what we need. Yeah. If I didn't put the motor together with half asleep, I probably would have caught that when I built the motor. Because I know better. But if you watch previous videos, you'll know I did that probably in the middle of the night, or definitely guarantee I didn't have any sleep for a day straight. Maybe two when I did that. Okay, let's see. Where can I put the camera where you can see, but I can work? I don't know how you can do that one. Down here, I guess. The best you're going to get. Okay, first thing I do is get underneath the helicoil without destroying anything. And so I push it down. Now I need something at 90 degrees behind it to get it up. We don't have that. That'd be like a little pick. I do have one of those. Alright. There's a little pick. You gotta make sure you don't break that off inside the oil pump. That would be a problem. Okay, so we get that underneath the helicoil. We push that over with the helicoil. luck, it'll come out. And the problem is we're not having any luck with that happening. Nope. That slid in already, it won't go anymore. So now I'm going to take our little pick and the hammer. I'm going to beat on the damn thing. One heater coil coming out. So if you can see the heater coil or not. Really. So I bent the lip in there right there. See how the heater coil is bent in now. So now we should be able to get underneath it pretty easily. See how I can get underneath it. Let me pull it out. We don't want to bend it though, we just want to pull it out. There we go. We don't want to tweak it like we bent it here. We just want to get it high enough I can get my pliers in there. More tools. I'm going to bring a pair of pliers with me. Boom, gone. The heater coil went to the floor because I saw it bouncing down there. There's the heater coil. Make sure you find your heater coils. Now if you look at the end of that heater coil right there, see how it's all mushed flat? That's because it was tightened up against the damn thing. That's causing it not to leak. I mean causing it to leak. See, this part of the heater coil here was shaped like the thread, the V shape, like it should be. This one over here has been flattened on this side. That's why the thing was leaking. Alright, so we're going to throw that away. Make sure you lose it. Do not leave that in anything that matters. Okay, now all I got to do is push the heater coil back down on top of the thread where it belongs. And we should be able to put the everything back together just like it was supposed to be. Except now it's below the surface. Okay, it's below the surface now. Now will the switch go back in there? That's the question. No, actually it's not the switch, it's the adapter. Looks like it's bent up to me, so it's going to make it kind of rough to start. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's bent up. Afraid of that. Hammer. See if I can bend it back down a little bit. Maybe. Does not want to start. What a shocker. Alright, let me get a 3/8 bolt. That way I destroy a bolt, not something important. Where's all my hardware at? Hardware is missing. box and box of hardware when you don't use it. There's some hardware over here. There we go. Yeah. All right, it's all screwed up. What a shocker. Actually looks all right, but just doesn't want to start. There you go. Well, that'd be another reason why it leaks. It's not square to the surface. Maybe the arm's cross-threaded, I'm not sure. It goes in. So, I don't think it's square to the surface, which is not helping either. Hard to tell. Coming off of here, I think it's leaning forward a little bit, which is causing us to make it a gap on the back side here. Also, the double air. It also looks like it's leaning toward me. It's leaning this way instead of being straight. Another problem is like this. So. Multiple issues. Whoever put the thing in there didn't do a very good job, obviously. It's probably why it's leaking. Okay. Alright, well, it went in. These are fitting. Figures this one will go in now. There it goes. You're not even close. Yeah, things put together all in there wrong. So when they tapped it out, they tapped it at a stupid ass angle, probably 15-degree angle or something. There's a huge gap on the back side. That's a whole nother reason why it's leaking. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a big gap under here. And my fingernail up in there. Oop. It's all wide open up under there, quite a bit. It's hitting right up here in the top corner only, right here. And so it's bowed toward me and up. Quite a bad. So that's another reason why it's going to leak. Yeah, there's so many reasons why that thing is bad. Wish I saw that when the damn oil pump was off the bike. I could have done something to it at that point. It's kind of hard to fix stuff when you're already done with everything. Okay, that's pretty damn tight. And like I said, my fingernail comes all the way up to the hex right here. There's a humongous gap on the back side, so it's just going to just pour out the damn thing like crazy, which is what it's doing. Massive leak. Not much you can do to fix it either. And they put the helical in there, they screwed it all up. All you can do is like JB weld it all up, but the problem is under oil pressure, so it's going to blow the oil. It won't seal. You can't put an O-ring on it because it still hits on this side. It's going to blow the O-ring apart. You can tighten the piss out of it, but that ain't going to help it because it bottomed out on the one side. All you can do is grind the pump away over here. Try to, somehow, which you have no access to. You can try to spot face it, but once again, you have no access. And right now, it's about the only option. Try to spot face it. It'll cut that whole corner away that it's hitting on. There's no other real thing you can do to fix it. You just have to make the whole pump at an angle. Alright, that's wonderful. Yeah, definitely something you should be doing with the motor apart, not together in the bike. Yeah, I wish I saw that later. Damn. Headaches, headaches, headaches. Oh well. Sit there and cry about it or fix it. Your choice. So we're going to fix it. That definitely explains the big oil leak on the bike. Okay, here's our next problem. Oil line fitting and oil line. I'm going to go ahead and lap these two in right here. Make sure they're a good fit. They look pretty good, but I think it's bottomed out in a thread maybe. Alright, I'm going to clean this up. We'll be back. Alright, I got this all cleaned up, the fitting here. So here's our line. Everything looks pretty good in there. It fits up pretty strongly also. Got a nice good solid contact. So I'm not sure if it's really leaking out of this or not. I don't think it is. I think it's leaking out of the oil pump up above. But just to make sure, I'm going to put a little lapping compound on here. Give it a quick lap and see if we got any kind of a low spot in here that I don't really see. So that's all we can do. Definitely not the kind of stuff I want near my oil line, but oh well. Can't have oil leaks at the racetrack. They don't appreciate that very much. So I'm just keeping the same spot it was in already. The line's already form fitted pretty good to it, so pretty good solid fit. Okay. See the gray mark all the way around. No offending looking area. I gotta get all this stupid lapping compound out of here. Luckily I got pretty good access to it here. Yep, looks like I got it all out. And I don't see any low spot per se. It's a little bit of a low spot right in there, I'm not sure. Dimple. Little pit. Yep, right there. But there's a lap mark below it, so I think we're all right on it. Alright, well either way that should be a pretty good fit now. I think it was pretty good already, but I think it'll be good. Get it in there nice and snug real quick. See a little bit of clearance and insulates tight. There's no take up, it's just boom, it's there. That's how you want it to be. Okay, so I gotta clean that up. See if I make that work. Next problem, oil pump. Body's screwed up. Need some kind of a counter bore. Fix it. Need something small, diameter. But not this small. Not the same as that one. There's something decent looking. Probably too small again. Too big. You never have the one you want. Alright, let's see what we got here in sizes. That would be a 1/2 inch. 5/16 and a 5/16. That's actually about the size that we need. And next one up is probably 5/8 of an inch. Yep, this is 5/8 of an inch in diameter. That one's bigger. This one's 11/16. This one's smaller, 7/16. Reading. Look at what I'm doing. Alright, so this one here is our 1/2 inch diameter one. Problem is the heater coil is probably about the 1/2 inch almost. This one's 5/8, which is going to be a lot better diameter to do the job, but I don't think it'll. It might be too big. I have to go measure it. Anyway, I'm going to change out the pilot to a smaller pilot to use it. We just hold us a drill motor by hand and just run it in. That's all we can do. Hope for the best. Alright, let's go see if these will work.